Are you lost, frustrated, and burnt out? If this is you, and you feel called, if you are like me as a Christian, you have felt called, but you have been burnt out. You feel lost, and you feel like you have a purpose, and you are supposed to be living in a certain way, but how? What does that look like? And lots of us, man, there's so many people that struggle with this, and I was one of them for the longest time, trying to just figure out what the hell I was supposed to be doing, different jobs, and each of them felt just empty. Yes, they were good jobs, but they felt empty, and they were even jobs I wanted to do. I felt like it was an opportunity, an area for me to do what I was called to do. Yet they felt empty because of this simple fact, is that I didn't have a vision. And I didn't have a direction. I knew there was a purpose. I knew there was a calling, but I still felt lost. And I still felt just, I would easily get burnt out and frustrated. And then the depression would hit, and it didn't matter what it was. And as I continued to go, I finally realized that I had not stopped. I had not taken time to see the vision and see what is actually set in front of me and the direction that I wanted to go, and more than wanting, needed to go. So a lot of people struggle with, again, just feeling lost, knowing they're called, knowing that they have a purpose, a higher calling, knowing that they want to serve and help people, but they don't know where they're going because they have not stopped. We have not stopped and submitted to the one who is giving us the calling. We have not stopped and submitted to the one who has given us the purpose. So we are running around in fear, trying to figure all this out. And there's no way we're figuring this out on our own. There is no way you can have a vision, you can know your purpose. There's no way without stopping and submitting to the one who created you, without stopping and submitting to the one who put you on this earth with the purpose that you have. And this was me for years. Part of it was simply because I was running. I was running from this idea that I had to live for a higher purpose, a higher calling, that I had to live for God. In my mind, I wanted to, kind of. But at the end of the day, I didn't really want to, because growing up in the church, I knew, or I thought I knew, what that looked like. And to me, it was fake. And to me, it was simply going through your week, doing whatever the hell you do, going to church on Sunday, and then repeat. And there was no true connection, no true vision. It was simply, you do your job, go to church, repeat. Do your job, go to church, repeat. And there was no connection. There was no connection to God. There was no communication with God. And how can we live out our calling? How can we live out our purpose if we are not in communion, in connection with God, with the one who has given us the calling, who has given us the purpose. And up until recently, not knowing, not realizing that I needed to stop and submit. And deep down I knew, but not really knowing what that looked like. I was just continuing to be lost. I would get burnt out easily in whatever job I was doing. And the frustration, anger, depression would all start. Almost costing me my marriage. Definitely costing me finances. I mean, it's the pit that I have been in is crazy. But I'm telling you, you do not have to live this way. You do not have to live lost. You don't have to live burnt out. You don't have to live depressed. And you don't want to live that way. You have met people that know their purpose, that know their calling, and they are living it. And their energy is crazy. And the more you get around them, the more you want to be around them, and the more you want to just experience that energy, and you want to figure out what that energy is and how can you get that in your own life. And the only way you can do that is to stop and submit and to listen and to communicate with God. This is how you discover your vision. This is how you discover your purpose, the vision and purpose that God has given to you. You don't have to be lost. You don't have to be burnt out. You don't have to be depressed. You can live out your calling. You can live out your purpose. You can live with love, with joy, with peace. Not that you're not going to have trouble. I don't want to give you a false sense of that. But with God, as we pursue God, as we seek God, as we pursue our vision, as we pursue our purpose, there is growth. And in growth, there is peace. And in growth, there is love. In growth, there is joy. In growth, there is truth. In growth, there is transformation. And in growth, there is God. And we are called to grow. We are called to expand. We are called to rise up and become closer to God. This is part of the vision, part of the purpose. And we cannot do that when we continue down the path that this world offers us. Because that is just living in a cycle. We must stop and break the cycle. So, if you are ready to stop and break the cycle, if you are ready to submit and to actually have a vision, to have a purpose, to live that vision, to live that purpose, and to have the love, joy, peace that God has promised us, it's time to stop. It's time to submit. It's time to acknowledge that you are lost, that you are burned out, that you're frustrated. And it's time to take steps forward. So how are you going to do that? Well, you could try on your own through prayer, meditation, which is great. It is absolutely beneficial. And I will encourage it every single day. But at some point, we need a guide. We need a guide to help us wake up and see what is possible. You need somebody to show you what's possible, because we get stuck in this loop of scarcity, in this loop of fear, and we are not able to truly live out our life in love. We are not truly able to live out this vision and this purpose and this calling if we don't know what that looks like. If we don't know or don't have someone that has been down that path. We have to have a guide. The Egyptians had a guide bringing them out of Egypt. There's people calling you out. There's people willing to lead you. Are you ready to listen? Are you ready to submit? Are you ready to move forward in your vision and your purpose? If you are, again, you need a guide. I'm not the only guide, but I will gladly help you to realize the vision that God has put on your heart, the purpose that God has put on your heart. I can't tell you what that is. Absolutely not. But I can help you uncover it. I can help you experience it and live it. And there is so much that people are missing out and not experiencing when they do not live out their vision, when they do not live out their purpose, because they have not stopped. They have not submitted to God, and they have not went to God to actually hear what that vision is, what that purpose is for them. So, here I am, the voice in the desert calling you out. And you are stuck with the choice to continue to feel lost, continue to feel burnt out, to feel the stress, the anger, frustration, the depression, or to stop and submit and to wake up to what is possible for you, to wake up to God's calling for you. Again, if you're ready, message me and we'll get started. We'll figure out what that is for you and how you can live out your vision and your purpose. You have been called. You've been chosen. Let's live out. Let's live that out. Nazareth 8888. I hear you. I will reach out to you as soon as I'm done here. Men, it's time. It's time for the vision and the purpose to come to life. Till next time, God bless, and I love you.